Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. I'm glad you're here. So, Dephemerember still. We are moving on to our next prompt. And today, for the 23rd, we have altered book page and blackout poetry. So this is prompt 4, 8, 12, 13. So technically prompt 13 for December 23rd. So I kind of prepped a little bit because, you know, doing poetry on a book page, you know, has to go with what's happening. So anyway, I'm going to do that on this page. So the blackout poetry, I think I'm going to put here. And then I'm going to do a separate altered book page. So normally, technically, blackout poetry is a way of doing an altered book page already. So I have this, and it kind of goes along with this story of these ladies a little bit. So that's kind of what I picked for that. And then I also am going to do a different altered book page, and it's going to go on this one, I believe. I was going to just do one and kind of do something just different with that. However, my son told me he wanted me to do a rabbit. So I'm going to take this off and just set this here for now because I won't need that. So I'm just getting this prepped and ready. Maybe I'll just tuck this in this pocket for the time being and we'll put it back in later. So yeah, he wanted me to do a rabbit. He enjoys doing art with me. He has his own little journal, little junk journal. Quite often when he's not in school and stuff, he has a spot next to me at my counter to work on things. So that's fun. And he has his own little craft boxes. He's got his own little junk journaling supplies. He's got his own ink and stamps and things like that. So he's quite the little character. All right, so let's do the blackout poetry one first. We're going to do a little bit more on this page. Let me talk about the rabbit though for a second. So that's going to go on this page. So I do slow stitching and I've been doing it for years, and this was a part of a weekly project I was doing. So every week we had a tag that we did differently to experiment with stitches and do different things. So this was one of them. And this was number 38. So it was the 38th week of the year. This would have been in, oh gosh, 2021. I think is when I did these. And I have these all in a ring. They're each on a tag. And so this was reverse applique. So I'm going to do a reverse applique technique on the book page. And I kept my little stencil from the rabbit because I loved doing the reverse applique so much. So I'll talk more about that in a bit. But I just wanted to show what we're doing there. So here is the blackout poetry, and here's what it says. It says, behind them a young warrior, on the path of jewels, two magnificent ladies of vigorous beauty, one seated and the other standing, two intimate friends, turning the pathway opposite, proceeding on. So I thought that went with the picture of the two ladies, especially since it was like so appropriate that one is sitting and one is standing. So now, so I did this in ink, and I used this Stampin' Write. This is from Stampin' Up. I've had these for a while. I'm not even sure where I got them from. And honestly, I wasn't quite sure if it even was going to have ink left in it. So I did this yesterday, having a little play around. Just to get that part done and out of the way, because I wanted to get all the fine lines sorted out, but now I want to add some more color and texture, or not texture, but some more color. So I have some various markers that I've pulled out in our colors. So I have some grays, I have some yellows and oranges, and a gold. So I'm just going to do a little bit of shading and maybe some doodling, but I wanted to make sure that we're going to go along well with this and what we have happening here. So as you can see, this old book page is going to work well color wise. I'm probably going to tear it down a little bit, make it rumply and crumply. I don't know if I'm going to leave the next page in here or not. I haven't decided yet, or if I'm going to alter that slightly, maybe make a little pocket. I don't know yet. So we're just going to keep this close by. So we have our colors to look at here too. But first of all, I am going to use some more marker. It's like a weird warbly on here. Okay, I'm just going to, I think, shade these out more. And this is more of a gray than a black. So I'm going to be doing a little doodling on here. Blacking out more of the background. And this is like, I used to have a subscription to Sketchbox for a while. So I have a lot of these different, like, couple of pens of this, couple of pens of that, because it's like a subscription box that you can use, or that you can get, and then it has various art supplies in it. And I did a couple months for myself, and then a very dear friend got me a subscription for like 6 months, which was amazing. And I loved it, but you know, sometimes those subscriptions can get a little spendy after a while. So anyway, this is what we're going to do now. I'm just going to do some more shading on this. This is very yellow. I don't know what this orange is going to look like on here. Let's start with the yellow. Well, I need to find some, I need to see, I think the one gold ultrafine that I had, I think is dried up. So I have to see what else I have to make some interesting doodles on here. So let me grab some stuff and I shall return. So I'm at a little bit of a conundrum. I'm not really sure. Like I like the actual poem that is on here. But I'm having a hard time. I don't feel like this goes very well with the aesthetic. But I think we can change that. But I just wanted to have a look here quick. Okay, I don't hate it. I feel like it flows a little bit better when this page is here. Obviously, this page is going to change some, but I don't know yet what we're going to do to it because we haven't done this page yet. That being said, I think I need to have a think because I was like, I can do some doodles, something like that. I'm definitely going to tear down the page edge, but I don't know if I want to doodle before or after I do that. So yeah, having a conundrum. So I think I'm going to work on the other part of it for a little bit and come back to this because I am struggling. So I need to have a think. I need to let my brain settle for a little bit on that. So we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. So instead, we're going to work on our bunny. And so this is reverse applique. That's how I did this on here. So I just want to show you. So reverse applique is cutting, like you layer up 5 pieces of fabric, you stitch your outlines, then you cut down layer by layer. That's what these numbers are for on my pattern. So you have the top layer, then you cut down the things that you want, like these were the 2s. Then you have the 3, then you have the 4s, then you have the 5s, so that they go back further, if that makes sense. And that's what we're going to do on here. But I think this needs to be a little bit bigger. It's a little small, so I'm not going to use this exactly. I'm going to try and freehand draw it. So I had clearly sketches that I used to do this before, and I thought, oh, I'll just do it this, but I feel like it's not quite big enough for that. So I'm going to try my best to replicate my pattern as much as I can on here. And yeah, so I have a pencil and we're going to do that. So, so first we need to cut out the outline or draw out the outline of our bunny. So I think that I'm just gonna, although he isn't bad, that I do think he needs to be a little bigger though, but maybe not. I kind of like that this says Hop Garden right here. So I'm going to leave it because it says Woods and Forest and Hop Garden. This is an old book that I've had for a long time. So I'm going to trace this first layer. Okay. So that is our first layer. So now I'm going to cut it. We have to do this layer by layer so we don't cut too much. Because cutting fabric, it's a little bit easier. You can just slide your scissors under the layers that you want and very carefully cut them. This is a little different. So now we have a cute little bunny we can use someplace too. Okay, so there's the first layer. So first layer. Now we put this back in here. Now, layer 2, which is the head. And now we kind of got a free hand a little bit. So we're going to go, we have to cut out his little head. So I'm tracing where I just cut. And I don't know. Okay. Okay, I'm having a moment here. Okay, so that's one. There's our rabbit. Then the second layer. So, okay, I have, okay, hold on. I need to think about this for a second. All right, so layer 1 is everything we see. Then layer 2, so we are leaving these spots. We're cutting away the rest. Oh my goodness, that could have been terrible. Okay, so we are cutting here. So the ears go, so really we cut here and here. Hold on a second, I'm gonna erase something. We are not cutting, I'm erasing where I shouldn't have put stuff, because that would have been bad. Because we're leaving layer 2, we're removing everything else. Yes. Okay, good, got it, good. So that and that, so we're gonna cut this up here. So we need to trace the ears. Because basically what we're doing is we're removing layer by layer. Then I will have to decide if I want to do any inking or coloring or changing the texture or pattern to any of our bunny as we go. So we need to draw out his hip. So I know we need his little tail. Oh, biscuits. This little wedge spot. See this little wedge spot? That needs to be cut out of that and glued back on here. Biscuits. Okay, that's okay. We can fix that. That's not an issue. We will fix that. Okay. This is so much easier with fabric. You just layer everything up, do your stitching, and then you cut down to where you want it. Okay, so little bunny butt, little bunny tail. So that gets cut there. The bottom part is not cut. That's where his little leggy is. So let's fix that quick. You're not gonna cut this. That stays. See, this gets tricky very easy if you're not careful, and I have to make sure everything is lined up just so. Okay, so we need leg, because I don't want to keep cutting away more and more for that little triangle spot. Biscuits. Okay, so, and then this comes here. I got to get this foot in here first. Okay, foot, toesies, toesies, good. And now leg, and this leg, we leave that. So we're cutting on this line, we're cutting on this line, cutting here. So technically, this is where our triangle piece is that we have to put back in from here. Oh my goodness. Let's make it complicated. Do. I'll get it. It'll be fine. So, leg here and belly, because that's like our belly. Just gonna draw it, and then hopefully I don't mess it up. Do not cut. Do not cut. Cut everything else. Okay, that's our pieces anyway. Okay, we gotta cut this, cut this, cut this, cut this, cut this. Okay, I think I got it. I'm gonna cut that out and come back. That layer's cut out. So now we have what looks like this, and then this, and now we're going to mark and remove the next layer. So we're removing the 4s and the 5s. Okay, so here's our template again. So removing the 4s and the 5s, so we need to remove the tail. So we're gonna mark the tail first. This has to be perfectly lined up. So while this is a little fiddly, I'm hoping that it's gonna turn out the way I want it. Sometimes experimenting is worth the effort that we put into it. Okay, so that should be good. The 4s and the 5s. 4, 4, 5, 5. Okay. So 1, second layers, 2, and now the 4s and the 5s. 4. You definitely have to have a really, really sharp blade when you're doing something like this. And I'm using This is like a tiny little pen knife. That is perfect for this. Moving on to our next layer. So now we are just removing the 5s, just the 5s. Everything lined up. Now we need to do, because you can't quite see the layers as good, so we're gonna do each layer slightly with either some shading or some color or something. So the back layer is clearly this. Okay, so this is going to go on here like this. And then I think we need to do just some subtle shading of some different parts of the layers. And I was thinking about some stenciling, but now I am not quite so sure, because I thought it would look kind of cool if I did it kind of like the patterns on fabric, but I am not convinced. So, because once you do it, it's done, right? Just gotta go with it. So maybe, because our brown is going to stick through from the back, so we don't have to worry about that. So the back layer is done. So now we need to do our second layer, where the ears, the ear and the tail. Is that where it is? Yeah. So 5. So 4 is going to be the ear and that. So let's just see. And then do we want to make it so the page is still open? Or do we want to glue it closed? That's another question, right? That's a good question. I think we'll glue it closed. I think it'll be better. So let's just do it. Come on, Nancy. Just commit. Do some stenciling or some sort of light inking. We just need it down here and here. Let's see what kind of stencils I have handy for some different texture to put on there, to just change it subtly, make a slight difference. We can still see our words. That's going to be the goal. I think we've got some cool stuff in here that we can use. Got some beehive, got some, I think we're going to just start with this waffle pattern kind of a thing. Maybe we can do 2 layers. Let's do the squares kind of on an angle. And let's start with, because we're going to do, to keep in our color theme. So we got a dark brown toward the back. So let's do some wild honey. Let's do a little wild honey. And think about where this goes. This goes here. And down here. Okay. Oh, well. Nancy, what are you doing? I wanted them to be the same so you could tell that each layer was the same. Okay, so this is what we're going to do then. We're going to put the waffle over here as well. So we have both. Dang nabbit. Okay, that wasn't exactly. Oh, girl. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Put you back together, friend. It's not okay. So you can. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So then the next layer we need is the body. So we're gonna do the body. We're gonna do a different shade now. So we used Wild Honey. Let's use Fossilized Amber, I think. Or Ground Espresso. Let's do a little Ground Espresso. Thought I did it wrong again. Just have them in the wrong order. Oh, I'm having a day today for sure. Okay, that's good. I think this layer needs a little more to it. And then we have to cut out the little triangle to put right there. So funny. Nancy, Nancy, Nancy. You are funny. Funny, funny, funny. Let's do a little bit more. Now, I wonder if we don't need to outline a little bit on some of these. So maybe we can carefully shade the edges. And that's going to be a little tricky. And what should we use for that? Where did I put this cover? There it is. I think I'm gonna use this black. Let's put it in a more convenient place. Let's put this blade away so I don't hurt myself. Let's put this on this side. Get a piece of scrap paper. Do I want to do it in, yeah, I want to do a little black. Okay, let's just use this scrap paper. All right. So we're gonna just lightly, carefully do the outline because this paper is a little fragile. So okay, that's good. I want to fix this a little bit. It's a little blobby around there, the fade. So let's fix that a little bit. I'm not exactly happy with that. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of shading on this page in some color before we put it on. So I'm going to do like some grass. I'm going to ink a little kind of green on the bottom, maybe put a little blue up here. So let's see what Stormy Sky might look like. Let me just do a little test. Might be a little dark. I know I'm using a brush thing that I just used on black, but I don't have a lot of these, so I have to use them in color families, and generally blues and blacks work well on the same brush. So how about tumbled glass? Let's try that. Or do I have to go brighter? I think I gotta go a little brighter. How about let's try broken china. That'll work. Okay. So, and then some green. Let's do forest moss, see how that looks. No, not what I want. Okay. Let's try Twisted Citron. Because it's going on a darker page, so sometimes you never know. That might do it. Okay. Okay. I like it. Okay, let's just call that good, I think. All right, I'm gonna do a quick tidy before we move on so that I've got space to do the gluing and anything else that we might want to add. All right, we did a little clear up. I did a couple more things too, just because I was thinking about stuff and I wasn't quite sure. So I don't know, I'm just having a little bit of a struggle today. It's just one of those days. We don't need this. I did cut out that little piece to go there, and it is now glued so that it is from this page and it is glued there. So we did that. Now I'm thinking, so also what I did, I ended up taking the stenciling to the outer edge of the pages on all of these because I think we're going to tear down to show the layers on maybe the edge in some places, and I'm still not quite sure how I'm going to do that. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to glue this down. Like, it's all, so I think what I need to do is separate the pages, and then we're going to glue down layer by layer and hope we can get them lined up. That's going to be key and crucial. So here we're just going to do it, and cross your fingers that this works. So we're going to just tear these pages apart. This one is going on first. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear it a bit here and there. And this is kind of fragile paper, so it should be okay. But I'm going to take off a bunch of the straight edge so we can slowly expose some different layers. Not too much off the back, because then there'll be the next layer and the next layer and the next layer kind of a thing. And of course I want to be careful that I don't tear too far, and because this paper is a little fragile, you got to be careful. You just got to be careful. It's giving me slight heart palpitations today, guys. Just having, I slept really good, but this morning I woke up, wow. Okay. I woke up and I was just a little grumpy, and I don't know why I was grumpy. Like, I slept good. My son stayed in his bed all night. Didn't have any major issues. I played my video game with my bestie last night for a while. So, like, really no reason. Just, do you ever have those mornings and you wake up and it's just like, ugh. So that's what I was feeling like. I don't know. So I think that's why everything's a little tougher today, because I had like thought about, I almost recorded this video last night because I was in the mood. I had everything set to go. And then my bestie hit me up and he was like, hey, do you want to play our game for a little bit? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so let's make sure we're going to get this centered where we want it to be here too. So now we got, this is going to be more difficult. Want to kind of right in there-ish, I think. I think that's where that needs to go. Let me get, I should have probably marked that a little, but alas, I did not. Okay, let's get these guys lined up properly. Okay, so that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Oh, Nancy, why do you have to make life so difficult for yourself sometimes? Sheesh. I think let's, about there. Okay, just right there. Oof. Okay, so I think what we'll do is, can I mark this a little bit? So we're gonna go, I don't want to mark where that part is, so let's do there. Just so I have a little bit of guideline, I can always erase it. It's pencil, it's fine. Just a couple spots to help maybe make this a little easier for gluing. Hopefully I can see those. Now, I think I'm just going to use this. And I didn't check to make sure it was fine. It is. Okay, so let's just get this on here. Hopefully we're not going to have weird glue marks. That's always my biggest fear when I'm doing something, is suddenly we got weird glue marks that come through. Which is why, quite often, for some stuff, I just use glue stick, but I don't know if that's an option today. So now we have to make sure this is lined up properly. Because then once it's down, that's it. I think that's good. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Okay. So that is layer 1. And now I think we might glue it down in some spots first and then tear it for the next layer, but I'm not completely sold on that idea yet either. But at least we're going to have a little bit better of a guideline as we go. So here is where this friend has to be. So maybe we'll just glue down where the rabbit is to start with, and then we can carefully tear our page. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. So let's just glue here around our ears, body, around our cute little tail, floof tail, body here. Okay. Now, I love this. Now we gotta glue it down a little more with all of its rumply and bumpliness. All right, I think that's good. I feel like we need something out around the edge more, but I don't know what for sure yet. Let's ink it a little bit and see if that does it. So I sanded down the edges of this a little bit too. And then I also made sure that all of these little staples that were sticking out were down. Let's do some hickory smoke maybe. And then we gotta get a little bit in there somehow. There, I think that worked. Yeah. Okay, I think that's about where that's gonna have to be for now. I don't know what else. I might add some little, when we do the mechanical garden, I might add some of the whatever mechanical flowers I make in here maybe. Or do I want to add? Tuck that in there maybe. Okay, I kind of like that actually. I feel like it needs something up here now too, but I don't know what. I do like that though. Let me see. I just realized I covered up the Hopgarten part, which is the part I really wanted to keep. But I don't think this is coming up without ruining the page. Bummer. Just go slow and see. Okay, let's do, can we just sneak it? Okay, so we can still see that, but I did like how that was tucked. So can we scoochels? I feel like I might have ruined it. There. Okay. Okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's Some of the line is weird there, but I think it's fine because you can still see Hop Garden and Woods Forest, which is what I wanted to keep in the first place. Now I need a water brush. Okay. I think I need to just leave it alone now, or I'm going to keep fidgeting and fidgeting and fidgeting, and it's fine, and I love it, and it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, so this can go in our book. We still have that blackout poetry page to finish up, and I'm not quite sure where we're going with that yet, which is unfortunate. So, anywho, this is in here at least. I'm gonna let it finish drying. Oh yeah, here's our, oops, what we caught on here. There we go. So that is done, our altered book page, very altered. Technically, blackout poetry is also that, but I think what we're gonna do is we are gonna take a page from that one. We are just gonna give it and go. Make our decision. Can't believe I just did that. I struggled with that all morning. So now I think it was easier after I did the other side, honestly. I did the other page. I think part of it is this is like getting to be the last bits of this. It's the last pages of this little pamphlet book that I had that was about something in Greece, I believe. So I think what we're going to do is just get this on here. We did our blackout poetry. I love what it says. We spent a lot of time on that other page. Not that like I'm timed or anything like that, but I got stuff to do. And I was just hemming and hawing on this page so much as to what I wanted to do that we just need to rock it out, I guess, you know? Okay, so I do kind of like that. But now that we've done that other side with the page kind of the way it was, let's glue it to here, and then we'll rumple the edges like we did on the other one, maybe. So we have some of that same kind of a texture-y situation, maybe. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get it on here. Was almost real bad. So I'm going to just sure about that edge. So let's take it off. I think I think I like it as is. I wasn't like, I like the curling, so I think that I like it actually. I was gonna do some doodling in gold, but now I don't know if I need to. Maybe. You know what? I can still do some doodling if I want to. But I know these flowers are kind of like big and in your face, but sometimes big and in your face is kind of what you need, I guess. To here maybe. And maybe like a little one. Generally not a fan of just plunking stickers on. I mean, I end up doing it a decently amount, it seems like. But like maybe we can tuck a couple things in here or there. Let's see, to make this more cohesive with this side. We had some of this yellow. Okay, I'm gonna call it good before I mess it up. Might be too late, but it is what it is, and here it is. I think that works. Plus, when it goes in with the other side, I think it'll be good. So, anyway, I'll put together our two things we did today. I know they could have been one. Probably should have been one thing, but you know, sometimes when your son asks you to put a rabbit in a page, you put a rabbit in a page. So here they are. Our blackout poetry and altered book page. Hope you guys like this. I know it was kind of a crazy wild ride there, and lots of confusion and not sure, and I think we finally found a direction, and it's good. It's fine. I like it. I like this page. This actually turned out better than I thought it was going to. So anyway, there you go. One more prompt finished. So then the next one will be on the 24th, December 24th. So I hope you guys are having a great time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I love seeing what everybody's doing on the hashtag on Instagram. If you're on the Facebook group, that's awesome. I love seeing everybody's stuff too. So, all right, don't forget, art with your heart. Bye.